Hello there, Pix.
Roy.
Oh, sure.
Oh,
Ron.
hello. You got me?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Maybe you just take a while to warm up.
Well, I don't know why I'm that. Ah, there we go. Now we've got both. I'm going to have to try there. Oh. Dismissal. Yes. Okay. Right. I'm going to go live. Hi there, everyone. Thank you for tuning in live or watching the recording. Most of you know my name is Pix Jonasson, and I have the beautiful Barb Smith. So hi, Barb.
Hi, Pix. Hi, everyone.
And this is the power of technology, guys. I'm sitting here looking like I'm in the armpit, but I'm in Balgowlah Heights and Barb's in beautiful Port Macquarie. And I love Barb to bits. So tonight we're going to discuss over 100 years of healthy living or our health, a physical and mental health journey. So Barb, I know personally that you're an amazing lady, but not only that, you survived cancer. So what is the official name of the cancer that you were diagnosed with?
Thanks, Pix. Well, in 2004, I was diagnosed with indolent stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Pretty long name. They always like to give you a stage so that other physicians and clinicians can actually know what stage you are. And I thought they just went 5 and 6 and 7, but there's nothing after stage 4, unfortunately. And they gave me 18 months to live and with no cure in sight.
Wow, so stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma and 18
right.
months to live. Yes. So what was your initial reaction, when you were diagnosed?
Yeah, it was numb. I just couldn't believe it. It had a few days to know that there was something wrong, and it was over the Easter period, and so we couldn't get all the scans back, and so they took a while to make a decision. And then when my doctor told me, he said, well, you don't just have 1 or 2 tumours, you have hundreds of them, so we can't actually operate. The ones in your neck we can't get rid of, and because it's bilateral, both sides of my body, and particularly in the lower part of my abdomen and etc., there was nothing they could do except maybe chemotherapy.
Okay, but I know you haven't gone the chemotherapy route. So what made you just decide to take matters into your own hands?
Initially, it was because one of the tests they did was an injection to test how far into the bone marrow it had gone, and the test itself caused a lot of issues, and I ended up in a wheelchair, and I had a big hematoma across my back. So I thought, I don't like this doctor very much, I think I'll change doctors. So I got another doctor, and all that process took few months, and in the meantime I think it was the best thing that ever happened, because it meant that I had time to actually research it and not let someone make that decision so quickly. And at that time then I was able to get more information and decide that I would get my body in an alkaline state, meaning like the pH level, before I would even consider then taking on chemotherapy.
And you mentioned that alkaline state, Barb, and we're both Arbonne consultants, and we've had the journey with Arbonne, and I guess, Barb, you've shared a bit about your cancer journey and your recovery there. So why did you actually join Arbonne? What was the initial attraction for you?
My best friend, like you asked me. No. what actually happened, I wasn't really looking for a business. I had enough on my plate at the time. It was more the ingredients and the other things that were in the product. So the skincare, makeup, and the nutrition. I looked at that and I've gone, well, that's great. Now I don't have to go trying to run from shop to shop, health food, to get my toothpaste and deodorant, and somewhere else to something that didn't have a lot of toxins in it. It was all in the one place, and I thought it was a godsend. So I'm forever grateful.
Yeah, thank you. And can you tell us a little bit about the program? Because we're both really passionate advocates, not only of Arbonne, but also especially the 30-day to healthy living program. And tell us a bit about that, Barb.
Yes. Vix, I have been on the 30-day program 3 times now, once every year. Often I'll do it after Christmas, give my body a clean out after overindulging over the festive season. And so it involves 30 days without alcohol, tea, coffee, sugar, processed foods, and all the white things, like white flour, white bread, white potato. And I think, oh, well, what will I eat? How hungry will I be? I'm never hungry. And I'm able to use the supplements and the shakes and smoothies, and the herbal teas and all the other things that go with it. So I found that actually I felt better and got more energy.
Yeah. And you personally had used a different brand of shakes before, but always felt hungry. Have you not?
That's right. And so I was not really keen. And when you talk about shakes, I've gone, yeah, I'll drink a shake and then I'd still want to eat a meal. It was just like a nice drink. So this, I do feel satisfied, and I'm able to continue that for quite a few hours. So I have one first thing in the morning, and then if I go for a surf, I've got enough energy to do that. I don't have an empty stomach. Or if I'm going to the office, I've got, it's not till morning tea that I'm actually starting to get hungry again. So it's a really good, I use the meal replacement one, which keeps me going. I know there's a protein one, and then you can add other things to that if you want to as well.
Yeah, and we're both very entrepreneurial people, Barb, juggling a few different businesses, and you're also the roving trainer as well, and you go to people's homes. So I guess you've got that capacity to take a protein smoothie on the go with you.
Absolutely. And I always carry, as you probably know, and other people who may know me, I always carry a lunch bag with me because I do get hungry. I have very fast metabolism. So, I've always got nuts and apples and other bits and pieces with me. And you can take a thermos and you can put an ice brick in your lunch bag so you can have a shake with you. And so then you're not tempted to eat anything bad. And also if I'm with a client and I'm doing some work that takes a lot longer, I can't just say, oh, can you out lunch? Or I need to actually go and buy lunch. I've just got everything there with me. So sometimes I might be doing an installation and it might be, if it's going to be 1 hour, it ends up being 4. Well, it doesn't matter. I've got my food and I'm on the go. Similarly with you, when you're working, do you find that works with you?
Absolutely, Barb, because I work often over that traditional lunch break. I might be working 11 till 3 straight, like a straight 4-hour shift. And I don't want to miss having my regular meal break or, something to eat there. So if I know I'm working that time, I actually take a protein smoothie on the go, and I can discreetly have that, away from the customers, and know that I'm getting good quality nutrition. I'm not snacking on junk food. And it also saves time because I don't have to go out and then purchase something. So it's just fabulous there. So we've both done the 30 Days to Healthy Living a number of times, Barb.
Yes.
And has this inspired others to do the 30 Days to Healthy Living?
It has. I've actually got one particular lovely lady on it at the moment, and her goal is by a certain date in May to have got a certain amount because she has a reunion coming up. So she wants to look dazzling, actually, in front of, actually it's going to be a school reunion. So she wants to actually look fabulous, which we all do. And also then she's been listening to the recordings and then going, well, it's not just about looking better. She's going, oh gosh, I didn't realize some of the things I was putting into my body. And now she's getting herself a bit more educated about what's in food, what to do, what not to do, and feeling inspired because we've got a group to support her. As you've used the Facebook group, you get recipes and all sorts of wonderful things with it.
Yeah, and that's really critical what you said, Barb, about educating yourself, because whilst I've got a natural resource management degree, and I always laugh when I say that because you go, what does that actually mean? Basically, it means I love fluffy, furry things and care about the environment. And literally, I cared about the environment more than what I was putting in my body and on my skin. And literally, once I started educating myself on the products that Arbonne, the ingredients, that not only what's in the products, it's what's not in the products. And, I didn't know about parabens. I didn't know about phthalates and, those things. And now that I'm educating myself, I understand that parabens are found in breast cancer tissue. And why are the rates of cancer increasing so much? It's because of literally what we are putting in our mouths and on our skin, and also the environment. So it's really critical that we aim to eat and live healthy, and that's one of the reasons that you moved to Port Macquarie, wasn't it, Barb?
That's right. I moved here, and with all the stress that I had, not just from cancer, but I was in the airlines for 10 years, had quite a few different issues like cautionary disembarkations, engine fires, various things that happened, about 4 or 5, and so I guess it builds up as stress levels, and then I actually had a post-traumatic stress episode which lasted more than a week, and still lasting now, unfortunately, and I was hospitalised, and I was fitting the whole time, and they just couldn't stop me fitting, and they thought it was epilepsy and all sorts of things, and so I was medicated and looked after very well in Sydney, and so then was another reason to come up the mid-north coast, is just have a nice, calm, happy, easy life.
Life, more peaceful. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And Barb, I've known you, gosh, you were one of the first beautiful ladies that I met at a business networking event when I moved to Port Macquarie. Most of you know I now live in Sydney. So I've done the reverse, gone from, the regional to the city. But you were one of the first ladies that just came up to me, made me feel so welcome, and you've got such a beautiful energy and such an amazing vibe, and you're so positive, Barb. So I really treasure that, and we've got obviously a wonderful friendship. So Barb, can you explain what the 30 Days to Healthy Living has really done for you?
Well, not only has it helped me lose that extra 15 kilos, I found that the last couple of kilos were the hardest to lose, because I wanted to get back into those clothes that I had put aside. I had like 3 different dress sizes, and I'd move up and down depending on where my weight was, and I really wanted to get back into those other clothes. And so, but that last, say, 5 kilos, that's the hardest to move, because your body's going to be holding on to that, and that's where a lot of the toxic chemicals actually sit. And when we've listened to, say, Dr. Panda Cook and some of her videos, we find that that's what she explained, and why that's 30 days actually does help us get rid of those chemicals that are sitting in that last little bit. So I feel that my energy has improved, and I'm actually, my skin and hair, nails, everything, I feel better than I did 10 years ago. So I'm very, very grateful, and glad you suggested I actually give it a go, because I was a bit resistant, because I was already thought I was doing okay.
Yeah, but I was going to do it, and I went, I really don't want to do this by myself. So we had about 8 of us that actually did the first program together, and it was so good knowing that you're in the hunt, in the valleys, riding the waves together, because you struggle. We're actually cutting out a lot of the known allergens, that being sugar, coffee, alcohol, and things like that, gluten, dairy. So to many, it can be quite overwhelming, but knowing you're in it together, often you're more accountable to your friends than you are yourself.
So true. Going, I can't cheat because I've got 7 or 8 other people, and they're probably feeling the same. Or you could ring them, or Facebook or whatever, and going, how are you feeling? I'm struggling today. And so we were able to help each other through it. And now I can do it hands down, and I probably do 80-20 now anyway, like just to keep healthy.
Yeah, like that Pareto principle, but whatever we do in life has got to be sustainable. So it is a healthy eating program, and like you, Barb, I do that 80-20 as well. And the professional that you referred to was Dr. Tanda Cook. Now, she's a naturopathic physician in the US, and she was not in Arbonne. And then when they introduced the nutrition range, she actually was quite skeptical, and she almost wanted to prove it wrong. Now she's one of our strongest advocates and educators on the program. So we love it because she really likens our body to being like a bathtub. And if you don't excrete what's building up, all the nasties in your body, they're just literally going to build up. So that's where the 30 Days to Healthy Living program is really instrumental in cleaning out and detoxing your body and getting it, as you alluded to earlier, into an alkaline state. So Barb, I'd like to share a story that a lovely friend of mine that I've made here in Sydney. He's in his 60s, he's 63, and he's openly saying that he's bipolar, he is medicated. Now, he jumped on the 30 Day to Healthy Living program. He did do it really religiously, like cut out all the known allergens and toxins that we mentioned to. He lost 6.1 kilos and his skin markedly improved. But I guess most importantly, his mindset toward food and also his mental health improved. Now, obviously, he's still medicated and he will be for the rest of his life, and I understand that. But he totally has changed his outlook and disposition towards food. And to give someone that capacity, or to give them that opportunity to really take a look at food and really appreciate it rather than see it as just something that you do, you see it as fueling your body. That is so amazing to be able to have, I guess, that gift in our back pocket that we can literally share with people. So I'm really stoked about that. And we have the 30 Days to Healthy Living program. It's facilitated by a number of different people, but one is a nutritionist. And there's a group of, 12,000 of us, Barb, in that Facebook group. And so it's not little old Barb in Newport, or myself here, because we're not professionals, guys. We're just passionate people living a healthy life, inside and out. And we lock arms with qualified professionals, and they provide that. And not only that, Arbonne gives us all the tools and resources as well. So we're obviously brand advocates for healthy living. And Barbara, have you got anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions, Pix. You've talked about a bit of my recovery. If I was going to say some of the things that you've been through, like I know you've been through accidents, incidents, and some other things that have happened in your life, if you open up about that. And what do you think some of your learnings from those things have been?
Basically, it's to surround yourself with positive people, educate yourself, and be 100% resilient. So I guess I'm happy to share, Barb, some of those things, that the adversities and challenges that I've overcome. Yeah. Firstly and foremost, I was only 2 pound 2 when I was born. And that's how my name Pix comes about, because I was like a little pixie. So overcoming that, and I remember distinctly my mum telling me as I was an adult that she said, I knew you're going to live because you held onto my hand so tightly, even as a little 2 pound 2 bubba. So she knew I was a fighter back then. And then sadly, I'm a survivor of child sexual assault. And so that manifested as an adult in various ways. And I'm more than happy to share one-on-one with people. I won't do it in this public forum, but it's made me who I am today. And sadly, my sister, who was also abused, she chose a different path. She chose the path of alcohol, and I've chosen the personal development path. And it really does intimate that you are who you associate with and the decisions you make. And then I guess being a solopreneur later in life, I was looking for something. I didn't know what I was looking for, but it was all the things that I'd been learning. It was about, surrounding yourself with quality people, educating yourself, and just your vibe attracts your tribe. And I'm always constantly improving myself. I never get there because I don't think you do, but it's my Arbonne family and close family, and some of them are watching tonight. They're the ones that have got me through the challenges and the adversities. I've had, like you said, 3 major car accidents. The first one when I was 7, my grandmother was killed. The second one was with my now ex-husband, but we're still amicable. And we hit a Mack truck, and neither of it, well, he wasn't expected to live, and we were both nearly killed. And then the third one, 10 weeks later to the day, I rolled a car down an embankment, landed on the roof. And I literally kicked my way out of that car, climbed up the embankment, and thought, wow, I'm here for a reason. More than little old pics, to just be, to just do life, to just go to work 9 to 5 for 45 years and then exist. So I was blessed that my dad instilled communication into us, and that's my gift. I communicate and I connect with others, and Arbonne is such a wonderful weave for all that. It's about healthy living. It's about empowering myself to be my best. It's a personal development program wrapped up in Arbonne packaging. And Barb, only you and another gorgeous friend, Lou, know too well that you were there holding me up when Mum was passing away. It was you girls, and that's an added bonus for Arbonne. Obviously, you and I were friends before. I didn't know Lou, and she's all the way in the UK. But, you know, to have someone there in the trenches with you when you're actually in the pit of your life when your mother's passing away is just unbelievable. So Arbonne is so much more than products. Like, it's given me a new lease on life. We're both going to the top of the company, Barb and I want to share that. And it's amazing that we've got other people from other network marketing industries viewing us live tonight. So if you're remotely interested, people out there, in having a second income, you know, having a side hustle, because people have Uber, they have Airbnb, you know, they're looking for something else. There's no job security. In fact, I heard yesterday morning on a training that in 10 years' time, there's going to be 800 million people out of a job, nearly 1 billion people out of a job because of robotics and automation. So people need a second income, and they need to dig their well before they need it. And, you know, whilst we're here talking about healthy living, it's all about physical and mental, you know, wellness as well. Living on the northern beaches, I understand that mental health is such a major issue. You know, suicide is the biggest killer of men, 15 to 45. And tragically, my nephew committed suicide. So I am so bloody passionate about physical and mental health. And Arbonne is just, again, such a beautiful complement to the way I live my life. I don't do Arbonne. Arbonne is just a part of who I am. And I'm an advocate of Arbonne for life. We are fortunate to go to Vegas. We're going there next month. And we just have a wonderful trip away with like-minded people. So I just, would encourage people to at least take a look at the business. And if not, definitely the products. And we're not asking you to take out a mortgage with us by any means. We are giving you a life-changing opportunity, though. So at least be open-minded enough to have a look at the business, either through Barb or myself, and we can send you some information. And if you don't do the business, that's totally fine. You know, that's your decision, but educate yourselves.
So true, Pix. And when I look at it even more, I mean, my husband Laurie and I, we've recovered from the GFC, so we're baby boomers. When I was younger, I couldn't get the same age as the men. I was 10 years in career in flight crew and get promoted at that time until 1984. So it's 4 years that my super didn't compound, all those different things. And so now keep myself afloat in a nice style, not to be, you know, just eating and lettuce or something for the rest of my life when I'm retired. I want to have the life. I want to have the things that other people have. And then because I am able to do that, help others, because I've got many nieces and nephews, I think 22 at last count. Imagine if I could empower their lives so they didn't have to do the 40-year plan. And there's nothing wrong in being proud of working. I mean, I love working and I love to contribute. Having to work is a big difference. And that's what you've given me by introducing me to this business, and I'm forever grateful. And you just so vibrant and so full of energy, and I just go, wow, I'm just hanging on to coattails and watching you zoom through the different levels.
Oh, thank you so much, Barb. And, you know, this is no little business, guys. The top income earner, her business turns over $20 million a month. $20 million a month her business turns over. This is the same lady that got gifted over 20 years ago a $200 voucher to pay her bills. She had a dream, she had vision, and, you know, we're proud to be associated with her. So, yeah. How can people contact you, Barb, whether it's something they want to catch up with you about your cancer journey, because I know you're willing to share that now.
I do want to help other people with that, definitely. Probably through Messenger, or my Facebook page is Barbara Diane Smith, and my email is rovingtrainer@gmail.com.
So that's
They'll reach me. They'll all reach me. Yes.
.com. Yeah.
And we can put links, as they say, below.
That we will. And those that would like to connect with me, yes, I'm very active on social. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but usually they're not mine either. But obviously Facebook, if you're watching this, so just under my name, Pix Jonasson. Also on LinkedIn, again, Pix Jonasson, and also Instagram, I'm on that. So they're all kind of preferred platforms. Or my email is pix@pixjonasson.com.
Actually, I forgot. You reminded me. Yeah, I am on LinkedIn as well. We've got a lot of social things happening here.
We do. We're social butterflies in a social network.
Having a good life, that's for sure. Thank you so much for inviting me to do this Zoom with you tonight.
Oh, thank you so much, Barb, from the bottom of my heart. One, for saying yes to our one, because we have the best time when we go away. And, you know, it's
not do we ever
in Vegas because we're there together. Yeah, and we just have a lot of fun. But not only that, we're changing our lives and changing the lives of others. So, and secondly, thank you for this Zoom and sharing, you know, your cancer journey, because I know it's something you haven't been able to share, but I know that you're on a big mission to empower others and educate them towards healthy living and moving through their cancer journey.
It's true, so much. I couldn't talk about it before because I get so turned up and emotional. But now I can, and I just want to help other people have wonderful, healthy lives.
Yeah. And thank you, everyone that's tuned in live. We really appreciate you taking time out of your Wednesday night to share with us. And like I said, the business may not be for you, but think of somebody that it might be for. So always keep that in your back pocket. And Barb and I wish you an abundantly healthy and happy life from now on. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thanks so much. Good night, everyone. Thank you, Pete.